Bonjour everyone, this is Janika to Natural. Welcome to my channel. Today is Veda day 21. I have missed 3 days of Veda because I was just celebrating Easter with my family and I just didn't want to film. So I took a break of 3 days, but it's okay. So I'm back today and I'm talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Usually I do not talk about reality shows or anything TV like that on my channel, but the fact that I was crying while I was watching the first part of the reunion, I don't know what they do to a reunion. It's like way too much. Like the season was like started like since November and it's still on and I'm just tired of it. I'm watching it because I started watching it and also because I'm bored. That's the only, I think one of the few reality shows I really watch, or even on TV right now. And to me, what really struck me was the fact that not only, that Kenya was bullying Portia, and yes, she was. People gonna say, Portia did say some stuff about Kenya, but Portia came out as a peace person from the day one, and Kenya was the first one to start attacking Portia. And she's thinking that Portia, probably because she's younger, she's probably like, beginning of her 30s, I think. And Kenya is like 45, I think. So she probably sees Kenya probably sees Portia as the weakest link, as being the youngest one. So she's going to be the dumbest one. And she can say whatever and it's not going to affect. And Portia just going to, not going to say anything. And she got mad when she saw that Portia was able to find out that, Kenya was the second Miss USA or Miss America, whatever. But anywho, what I really didn't like was the violence that Kenya was bringing to Portia for 2 years. And to me, it's just, there's just too much that she's done too much. Like Kenya, she went overboard. She knows it. She's never gonna own up to it. She's worse than Nene. A lot of people say, oh, Nene did this and that, but Nene had friends at least. She was fighting hard with her friends because she knew them. But when you fight like that with people that you don't know and you just don't care about anybody but yourself, you're just gonna end up by yourself, and you're just gonna end up, on the floor like what happened to Kenya. Not that I agree with whatever violence was happening. The physical violence. There's a physical violence and the intellectual violence. And what I saw was intellectual violence, like mental violence, I meant. And Kenya could bring their $100 words all the time. It doesn't mean that, she's brighter than Portia. The fact that, to me, she lost Velvet and only Cynthia, her aunt, and one of her friends that we never seen before appear on the show to the funeral, to me that says a lot. Miss Lawrence, who's giving all the deeds to Kenya, and she used to do the same thing to Sheree, was not there. Brandon was not there. Marlo was not there. So that says a lot about, Kenya's character. Like, she really doesn't have a lot of friends. She says she's a private person, but Atlanta is a small town. Like, it's a big town, but it's a small town. And everybody, once you're part of a circle, everybody knows what's happening, even though you don't say they're going to see somebody. Like, even Kim that had her big daddy back in the days, like, people knew. He just didn't want to be on camera. But her, nobody knows or sees anything. So she came in as not even a housewife. I know I'm ranting a lot about Kenya, but it's just like, yes, she brought the ratings for the show, but does it really matter to the point where, especially as black female, we get that reputation of fighting all the time, and that's what you saw, like, really? And she had to bully somebody that, whose life was falling apart at that time, to the point where you have to bring, like, props to the reunion, and just, to me, it was just too much. Just, and Andy was another one that was just licking Kenya's butt. Oh, you know, I should have done something. And you're supposed to be the moderator, Andy. Like, seriously. Anywho, I'm just disappointed. Like, people say, oh yeah, you know, they brought the heat, but it's disappointing. Is it at the point where they have to fight to bring the ratings so people could watch, just like World Star Hip Hop and things like that? Because it looks like that. Like, Kenya, seriously, she could have been a person that could be on that show. Oxygen, what's the show again? That show where the girls, they're basically allowed to do what Kenya is doing. Bad Girls Club, that's what I was looking for. She could be on Bad Girls Club, and the Bad Girls Club, the rule is no physical fight. You can, you know, you can throw dirt and stuff like that to each other's face to the point where it's like bullying, but no physical fight. That's what Bravo looks like right now with the Real House of Atlanta. They let her do whatever she wants as long as there's no physical fighting. And it's just messy, too messy. It's messy to the point that it's not even, to me, it's not even worth watching. Because I don't watch the Bad Girls Club. I haven't watched that show since that girl, Natalie Nunn. Yeah, Kenya Moore looks like Natalie Nunn, but to another level. And I'm surprised that Kenya Moore was in the Apprentice, Celebrity Apprentice. I saw some pictures about the shooting. And I heard that she's going to have a show on TV One. But I don't care about that. But anywho, I just don't like bullying. Even though it's like physical or mental, it's wrong. And Kenya was saying something. Kenya says a lot of things, but she doesn't do anything. But she was saying something like, oh, she could have used her 3 degrees of karate, something, whatever. Like, and I took self-defense because I've been through a bad relationship in the past, and I took self-defense. So the first thing for the reflex, first of all, somebody try to hit you, you block it. That's rule number 1. She hasn't even done that. She saw Portia coming. She saw Portia pulling her weave. She was on the floor. She was holding to her bullhorn the whole time. So you were not defending yourself. You just left yourself beat because that's what you deserve. Like, seriously, you really deserve it. That's why you didn't defend yourself. When you really like on for your life, and you were looking for trouble, Kenya. Since I saw that episode with Brendan saying, oh, he should have called the cops on Apollo, and then you say you're Apollo's #1 supporter, like, nah, it's just too much. Like, and now I heard that also Kenya is about to quit the show. If she quit the show, she could quit the show because she has nothing else she's going to bring in. And I don't see her doing other reality shows. Portia has more, even though she quit the show, the producers haven't made any decisions yet, I heard. But from what I heard, Portia might leave also. But if she leaves, she has other ventures. And she owned up to what happened. She said, you know, it was my fault. I shouldn't have done that. So she owned up to it. But Kenya didn't. It's like, no, it's not my fault. So she's still going to do anything. And her aunt, like, poor aunt, like, she's in the back, the one that raised her. She probably went through a lot with Kenya. But I just pray when I have kids, none of my kids will end up like that. Like, I think it's a good thing that you see stuff like that, because when you see really, really bad things like that on TV, you just like, I pray that none of my kids or none of my, you know, future kids gonna end up like that, because it's gonna be hard for a parent to see your kid going through that all the time, and you're the one who has to pick up the pieces. But it's just a bad day, I think, for Real Housewife, and there's nothing good that's coming out of it. I don't know why they're doing 3 parts of a reunion, but I'm just gonna keep on watching. Then we'll see for the next season, because I'm over it. Seriously, I've been over it, but I'm saying it like I'm over it. So let me know what you guys think, and I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye. And I stopped crying. So peace to everybody, and also I want to shout out all of my supporters and my subscribers real quick. And please stay positive. Be kind to one another. And yes, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.